Namo Buddha Shakyamunaye Dachagi Damba Nyame Tupe Wambu Shabjidur Timame Bala Gowe Rabdu Dede Gosum Kupa Chimbu Chatsarshing Japsu Chiwo Dacha Ki Parden Lama Rida Chinkur Jansu Chabda Garden Tsungba Mibi Terchambu Choki Shabjidur Timame Bala Gowe Rabdu Dede Gosum Kupa Chimbu Chansarshing Japsu Chiwo Dado Simjian Tamjiji Ju Chinji Labar Zedu Sol Holy ones, sacred ones, brothers and sisters, actually it is very close to my heart when anybody wanted to do something for humanity. I supposed to be doing a lot, but I am just one of the 7 billion. And so I have limitations, what I can do. So when so many join together, then it will be more effective. So I'm very happy to be here. And actually in Lotus Temple, center of Bahai faith here in New Delhi, I was here a long time back, long time back. And in the Lotus Temple itself, you can't talk. You have to be silent, and very difficult because it's so beautiful. You wanted to say things, you know, oh, how beautiful that is, and cannot. You just have to be silent. And also during the pilgrimage for active peace, 1989, one of the participants is the person heading here. And so it is a place I'm very familiar with. But today, because I have an appointment, health appointment, so I have to leave right after my presentation here. My own health thing. So anyway, peace pledge. When I was requested to participate several years back, that time I cannot because of certain reasons. So I send video messages. And then Brigitte ma'am, then I came to know through that. And Pir Shabda Khan, I know him 1981. Since then, well, that's very good to know. Yes, that's how you feel. Very good to know. And Mohanji, I met in Delhi, and then Devi Ji, I met on top of the world. Greenland, yes. And then all of us, many of us met each other. And so actually what brings us together is a very simple thing. That is all the living beings from God to human to animal, every living being, everybody wanted to be happy. Nobody liked to suffer. And to try to achieve that, there's so much effort have been made, and we have very little written record of it. But all of our written records, from God to human to animal, so much fighting, so much this, so much effort, so much this, that, all to achieve happiness and to achieve what everyone wanted to achieve. But then definition of happiness become very individualistic. Somebody's happiness becomes somebody's suffering. For example, for me, as a monk, and at this age, then for me, most happiest moment is solitary confinement. Do retreat and don't talk to anybody, don't see anybody, just do retreat for, I did up to a year, but I just finished to do 1.5 month, almost 2 month retreat. So that is the happiest, best thing. But of course, many people don't like it. That's why solitary confinement is a punishment, So this way, the definition of happiness, it varies from realm to realm, society to society, person to person, and also from different stages of person themselves. When they were a kid, something else, and then when they were a teenager, something else, then when they are a young person, then something else, when they are middle age, something else, when they are old, something else. So these things changes. Now, what really becomes so crucial at this time in 21st century is there isn't that much choice. I want this, I like this, I don't like this. We don't have that much choice because everything is closing in. Our life depends on so many things. The scientists are looking all over the universe to find a habitable place, another Earth. Okay, so the definition of habitable is gravity, oxygen, water, all of this. So now our own oxygen is becoming very, 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 very precious, not abundant, closing in, and then water, drinking water, closing in. We have to buy in bottles. When I was adolescent, if somebody tell me you have to buy a bottle of water, I would think that person is crazy. But now this is something you must do, you have to do. And then our own food, real good food is closing in, because all of our food have something that will make our life short. The food's supposed to sustain us, make us live longer, but there's so much chemicals, so much fake things inside. So like this, we can't blame anybody. It's our own doing, and we, the human beings, have done it, and we are doing it constantly. So now, who can undo this? Who can fix this? We. I like prayer, of course. I pray, and somebody will come and fix it. I believe in that ultimately, but I am 1,000,000% sure it will not happen in my life. Because I might be praying for next 30 years, then I will be, 96. It wouldn't happen. Okay? So if all the 7 billion people today pray to fix everything wholeheartedly, doing nothing else, then something might happen after 50 years. So for me to pray that this mic will disappear, it can, but I might have to pray 100 years for that to happen. So instead of that, I just tell him, move the mic. Don't have to pray 100 years for that. So prayer, I believe, of course, meditation, prayer, all of these things are essence. But we do that, of course, we do that. So we are doing that, but as we are doing that, all of these problems are happening. हम लोग तो सब कुछ करता है, हम लोग करते करते ये सब होते रहता है ना. We can't even stop it is from happening by praying. So once it already happened, and then to go away by praying is very ambitious. I'm a believer. I believe, I pray, of course, and it works. But then prayer and meditation and all of that work for me personally, for my mind, yes. But for my body, again, it will work, but it takes so much. To fix my tooth, I bet I am going to see my dentist, to pray to fix my tooth and meditate to fix my tooth. I might have to meditate and pray solitude in Himalayan caves for maybe 50 years. Yes, it will happen, but it's not like that. It's not just like that. So this way, we can fix things. And people say the things, all the problems that humanity is facing with our own home, the food, the earth, the trees, the oxygens, the deserts, the water, everything, glaciers, everything, it's too late. I don't believe. You are not dead until you are dead. So right now, we are still hanging around, things still going on, so it's not too late. Too late means we are finished. So when we are finished, then too late. Until that, not too late. And we can fix it. But there is some kind of huge blockage. People who are religious people who are political people who are business people who are scientists, so many, everybody can do things, but there's a huge blockage. What is that blockage? Of course, it's ego, it's greed, it's so many things, but leave that alone. But technically, when a child is born, it is born with nothing. Have no idea, no concept, nothing. So it grows for 8 years. And during that 8 years, the father, the mother, their job is to make that child really know what is right, what is wrong, and what is life, all of that. So what happens is, since I'm not blaming anything, but the reality is since Industrial Revolution, everybody is working. So after they give birth, then they can take care of the child. So they find somebody to take care of the child, called babysitters or nanny or something like that. I'm not blaming them either, but this is the reality. So that way, the child from birth until 8 is the most important part of life, is not taken care. So then, I don't mean to be sarcastic, but I describe that easy way. So when it's a little bit dramatic, then people get it. If you try to be very proper, then wouldn't get it, miss it. So I call that period is brainwashing period. So you are brainwashing your child. This is good, this is bad, you should not do this, you should do this, this is like this is like that. Brainwashing. So why I say brainwash is because we are on planet Earth, and planet Earth have its own conditions. So what good parents put into the children, into the baby for this period of time, it's good for here. But if the planet in which the child is born is totally opposite to this, then everything the good thing that we are teaching here is totally bad for that child, because it's totally opposite. So that way it is brainwashing, but correct way, So then putting things in properly. So now that period is almost not talked about, not recognized. And so the child grows and then reach 8. And the body is 8. And the sign for that is the change the truth. So the new truth come. So now brainwashing period is over. Yes. Now after that is repeating. So then go to school, and then repeat. So spellings, mathematics, and everything, repeat. So then that way the child learn for another 8 years. So then become mid-teen, so 16 years old. And so repeating. So there, if your first 8 years is no good, then second 8 year will be affected by that. Then after that, from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, up to 24, the third 8 is experimenting. So now the 16, you think you are super person, you're Superman, Superwoman, and then don't want to listen to people. You just wanted to find out by yourself. So then experimenting. And so if first 8 is good, second 8 is good, then third 8 will be good, experimenting in the right direction. But if those first 2 is no good, then third will be very difficult to be good. I can't say impossible. I don't believe in impossibility. There's no such thing as impossible in true dictionary. So anything is possible, but very, very difficult. So what happens is, during these 3 stages, then about caring about environment, the importance of so many things is not really put in. And it was not there. Perhaps 500 years ago, not necessary. Maybe 1,000 years ago, not necessary. But now necessary. And all of a sudden, even parents, even they keep their child next to them for 8 years, they wouldn't know. They themselves were not really taught properly. So this time the education is very, very important for our next generation. From birth to 8, it should be essential, 100% focus. 100% focus on the welfare of the child. Then you can make a good human being, a wholesome, complete human being. Then from there, we have education industry, I call it health industry, information industry, education industry, food industry, medicine industry. I say that, and I don't think it's me. Actually, it is in the dictionary also. People use these words. So then they will do their best, but from birth to 8 cannot be, industry. It has to be. There's no one who can care for you better than your mother and your father. No one. That is natural instinct. The dogs, cats, snake, any kind of being, they all take care of they all care for their little ones. The human beings, we are human beings, If we don't know how to care, then something went wrong. Then that means there's many people who don't like their mother, who don't like their father, and so that means, their father and mother did not have proper care. So they themselves did not know how to care their children. So that way, the parent and children relationship, which is most natural thing, become messed up and confused. So these things has to be fixed. So that is long-term thing. But then short-term, right now, the way we are acquiring our necessity. For us, light is necessity. We became totally dependent on electricity. We are totally dependent. No electricity, nothing works. Aeroplanes will not fly. Trains will not run. Cars will not run. Nothing will work without electricity, without energy. So our means of making this energy is fossil fuel, coal, diesel, petrol, then atom, the nuclear power station. And now we have solar and wind also, but very difficult, because solar panel takes so much space. So we human beings are growing so much. We are 7 billion, going to be 8, going to be 9, going to be 10, going to be 20 billion if nothing terrible happens. So it will go on like that, and land will never grow. Land actually will shrink because of the melting of the ice. North Pole melting, South Pole melting, Central Pole melting, and then all the major glaciers are all gone. I flew over Febuary in France and Spain in between. There is not one glacier, not single one gone. And then all the Alps, so much is gone. And Himalaya, we know, so much is gone. And Mount Kailash, so much is gone. So Karakoram, everywhere, so much is gone. Hindu Kush, everywhere, so much is gone. And so this way, the ocean level is rising. So land is really going. We have less and less land, more and more people. So solar panel, to put. Where do we put? We should make a solar panel hat, which would be a very good thing. because there will be 7 billion panels right away, you know. Anyway, all of this. So this way, the new source of energy is very, very important. Everybody should be focusing on that. And then the water. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not any of this. But as a person, maybe because I was thinking about things for so many years, then I see so much you can do. Africa have a water problem. India is having water problem in the central part, and then China is having water problem, and then South America is having water problem. Europe is having water problem, but we have so much huge icebergs, size of Lotus Temple or bigger, floating in the ocean, and then melting into the ocean slowly, and that is by the number millions, and these are fresh water. Why don't some business person, create a huge industry of taking this floating ice, not cut the ice, but floating ice from the ocean and take it to different places, like huge container ships, and then selling it for a very good price, cheap price, because they're getting for nothing. And these ices are pure. They are good as mineral water. They have little salt outside. You don't have to desalinize. You just fish it into huge container. You need a conveyor belt that goes under the ocean, and you need one ship like that to service everybody. So that also is a big business. Somebody have a big ship with that can pull these things and put into the containers. So containers will line up, and then all of this will be put in, and then these freshwater ships go all over the world, and then provide. So of course this is not the ultimate solution, but this is stopgap measure. Desperate times, one have to do desperate things. And there's so many, one of my friends told me, there's so many huge containers are retired because the containers, the life is very short, oil containers. There's so much safety features they have to put in. If oil leaks into the ocean, very bad. It can catch fire, very bad. So that way, very short life. But for water, the fresh water leaks into the ocean is good, no problem. And there's no need this fire hazard thing, these safeties, because water will not catch fire. And so this way, one can have 1,000 containers. And not me, but there's people who can, and consortiums who can, and countries who can. Countries are spending so much money for killing machines. We have nuclear bombs that can destroy the entire humanity few thousand times. So if just use out of few thousand, just one time, use that money to make something like this, it will solve a problem for some time. It will not solve a problem ultimately. Ultimately, we have to regenerate all the glaciers and everything. For that, we have to find a new source of energy beside the fossil fuel, which creates all these pollutions, which causes global warming and so many things. And now we have so much technology, so scientists can come out with all kinds of things to protect the the glaciers above Alp, above Himalaya, above Saskatchewan, above Pirani, above Karakoram, above Hindu Kush. All these glaciers can be protected with the technology. We have so many satellites, and we can have so many things. So they should be thinking this way. And I think the new generation have to be brought up that way, so that they think that way rather than think the old way. Old time, we have to fight. And people tell me, today is a very bad time. But I said, no, not bad at all. They say, how can you say that? Well, that time I was talking to 5,000 people. So I told them, told one of the person, I say, there's 5,000 people. Any one of them carrying any weapon to protect themselves or not? No. Nobody is carrying anything, not even a knife. So 200 years ago, each one of these people will be carrying something to protect themselves. Yes, now we don't need. So that way, we improved. We improved very much. Improved so much. But then our improvement is so slow and also a little bit distorted. Therefore, the tragedy with the nature versus life is too fast. And one have to really look into it and think about it and pray for it, of course. But prayers, we have a meditation. Yesterday somebody told me, somebody held my hand and said, oh, your hand is warm. Are you doing Tummo meditation? So I said, this Tummo meditation means meditation to develop heat. Okay, but then I give you a clear example. You can do Tummo practice to boil your pot of water, yes. But you definitely have to practice for 50, 60 years to do that. And do nothing else. So I just go and buy a matchbox, 50 paisa, and I can boil 100 bowl of water with that. I don't have to spend 50 years, 60 years in the cave to boil my cup of pot of water, So like this, of course. So we do all the meditation, everything else, but have to really look seriously and do things very seriously. Get down to action. And so with this in mind, since 1975, age of 22, I did my best. Not much happened. And then 1989, I finally managed to go around the world, pilgrimage for active peace, and His Holiness Dalai Lama, His Holiness Pope, His Holiness Shankaracharya, and everyone participated, and it was wonderful. But not much happened, but this happened. I think active peace, the Brigade Ma'am is talking about active peace. Bear Shatta Khan is also have something to do with this, because he was there in San Francisco area when I did the pilgrimage there. So things come up, yes. This way, now I wanted to close here. So the peace is very important, but again, peace, I had a lot of difficulties with the peace, because, peace, and then pray for peace, and then be peaceful, and so on. All of this, it's wonderful, but it doesn't work, It doesn't work. So for me personally, it works. I just relax and be at peace. I feel wonderful. That's why I like meditation in the solitary confinement so much. Because it's so peaceful, very good. Individually, very good. But then I'm peaceful and happy in my retreat room, and outside there, so many terrible things are happening. So that way, I call it active peace. Active peace, by definition, is education system, economy system, energy system, energy sources, and political system. Everything has to be up to date. And why I say that 200, 300 years ago everybody will be carrying a weapon, it's because that is necessary. Those days, if you don't, you will be robbed, you will be killed, you will be taken as a slave. You have to fend for yourself. So that mentality is no more relevant today. But we are still hanging on to that mentality, and everybody is afraid of their neighbor, and so creating so many kind of huge weapons, and concentrating on all those things. I mean, in India we had a terrible tragedy just about a week ago. More than 40 soldiers were killed by one suicide bomber. So terrible. So like this happening. So all of this is not today's reality. Shouldn't be. But it become a today's reality because we don't bring active peace. Everybody talk about peace, but do nothing or next to nothing to truly make it work. Don't say anything, don't listen anything, don't look anything. That's wonderful. But I might be like this, and then everything else might be happening. So personally, very good. I respect that. Say no evil, listen no evil, look no evil. That's very good, but that's not good enough. We have to do things in a way that there's no evil that anybody can see or have to close eye to. Nobody likes to suffer. So therefore, there's no reason to have anybody have any intention or action to cause suffering to others and problem to others. So that is my definition of active peace. And I'm very happy to be here again in this environment. And I like to see Lotus Temple one more time, but definitely Lotus Temple will be here. And I will definitely come back, not only once, many times. I was here before, and so thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be here with everyone, and all of you, including me, represents the 7 billion human beings on this earth. Yes, we are, each one of us, one of them. Yes. Okay.
Very much, Your Eminence.
Okay.
That's good.